Ooh. Hello, everybody. This is what happens when it's all by myself. Hello, everyone. Happy holidays. I'm starting early with you. No Evelyn Frick today. Yes, no Evelyn today. She is still doing turkey stuff with the family. So it's just me until you know who gets here. But I get you all to myself. So I hope everyone is everyone having a wonderful holiday? A relatively happy one? That's what I like to say. A relatively happy holiday. No pressure, okay? No pressure on the happy part. There's a lot going on in the world and no pressure on the happy part. Okay, so I get to say this now because I'm here. The reason I do this every week to promote my podcast, Friends Like Us, hosted by me, Marina Franklin. This week we have Zainab Johnson, Simeon Goodson, and Noye Brown West on that episode. It's all comics, so it's all comics for the holidays. The week before, we had the women from the Women's Fund of Greater Milwaukee. We were all talking about feminist. I am back after a long trip away. I was in Milwaukee, then I was in Chicago, and now I am back in New York. It is pretty good. Hello. It's pretty good. What's pretty good? Oh, thank you. I hope you're talking about the podcast or your holiday. Either one, either way. Megan Stewart, nice to see you here. I haven't seen you here before. I don't know why I'm using this voice, by the way. This is, I'm in this weird radio voice. But Megan, thank you for joining us all the way from Canada. Any of you who are new to this, please let us know where you're at. Oh my God, all the way in New Zealand. Oh my, your name is Monday. Okay. So, thank you for joining us Monday, all the way in New Zealand. I have a friend that will be joining us soon. Soon, he is my friend. He is troublemaker. He is the yang to my zang. I don't I don't know what I'm trying to say here. But he's a troubled man. But I love him and he'll be here soon. Paul Moore, wow, all the way from Texas. Holiday pretty good. Thank you for recently discovering my work. I appreciate. How did you discover my work recently? It's really interesting. A lot of people are discovering me now. You know, the industry, we have what they call them gatekeepers, right? Is I never understood that word until recently. But gatekeepers, they tell you who you're going to like. They tell you who you're going to think is funny. They tell you what they think is going to be the number one, whatever. And so it's nice to see there are other ways that people are getting to see and familiarize themselves with other comedians' work, me included. Thank you very much. Yes, son. So I am back in New York tonight. I have 3 shows at the Comedy Cellar here in New York City. And I often say this, if you join me here and you're in New York City, I will get you a ticket for free only if you join me on this stream on the weekend that it actually existed, my show time. Also, from the podcast, I like to offer friends who listen to the podcast often tickets to comedy shows, stuff like that. Yeah. But I do this live. I do this live stream just to keep it going. Also, because I have so many people following me on my YouTube, got to make great use of it. Also, it's fun. And, but most important, you see that streaming below. That's my podcast. I'm going to put it in the chat. My podcast. And this is not my podcast, me talking here. This is me just streaming to promote my podcast, Friends Like Us. And you can hit that link tree in the chat there, and that'll take you to all the platforms where you can listen to my podcast. The podcast features women of color, but once a month we do have a man or a white. It's kind of like my period or menstrual flow. This month we had Simeon, so he was our man for the month. He was our monthly. Hey, Callie in the house. Wow. Yes, discovered me on YouTube with the Oh my goodness. Thank you for discovering me on my YouTube. Follow me here too. Subscribe to my YouTube page. I need to put more fireworks. My friend Yamanika, I don't know if you know Yamanika. Yamanika has fireworks. She has when she does something, she goes in. She has like there's things exploding. It looks like a video game. Please come to Dallas. I would love to come to Dallas to perform. I hear it's a great comedy town. I would love it. Love it. Love it. Yes, troublemakers are the best. Also, so the podcast, this episode right that's out right now features Zainab Johnson, who is in the series Upload. I don't know if you guys have the Upload where you're at in New Zealand or in Canada. No, you definitely have it. I know they film it in Canada, but Upload, check that out. It is an Amazon original, and it's about the future. It's like if you want to upload your like when you die, you could upload your consciousness into this world and still exist in some way. And then people who are still living, they can still interact with you. It's really a great show. It's funny. So check it out. Zainab Johnson, who is on this episode, is in that show. Arlington Comedy Club. Yes, I'd love to be at the Arlington Comedy Club. I need to do more road work. Someone wrote me recently. It was kind of rude, but I guess they like what I do. They were like, "Are you lazy? Like, why isn't your calendar full on your website?" And I'm like, "No, I've gotten weird about promoting sometimes where I am because people are crazy." So that's part of that. So if you're following me all the time, you will know where I am. If you're following me on my Instagram, you're following me here, you're following me through my podcast. And weekly, I am usually at the Comedy Cellar. That's where I perform almost every day. So if you're in New York City, hit me up or check out the comedy club in New York City. And I'll be traveling. I did a show recently with Sarah Silverman in St. Louis, actually. And that was a lot of fun. I've never been to St. Louis to perform. So that was great. And then I was in Milwaukee. And hopefully there'll be more. And then I did a virtual event. That's always fun because I don't have to go anywhere. I just sit here and I talk to you like this, like, and I say some funny things. So yeah. So this is usually I do this show with Evelyn Frick. She's my assistant to my podcast. Also, well, she was my assistant to my podcast, but now she's my personal assistant and she comes on here with me, but she's away with her family still. I guess she likes to be around her family a lot longer than I do. Maybe. I don't know. How was the family? Did everyone get to see everyone in their family? I know that can be kind of difficult around this time of year traveling. I have to say I had no issues traveling. Thanks to the greater women of Milwaukee. Thank you. Thank you for that wonderful first class ticket. Let me tell you something. Traveling, when you travel, how you travel is important. I know we all don't have the privilege to do it, but my God, I do not mind bragging about this part because very few things I get in life are, fancy or whatever. Look at my background, okay? But traveling, first class, and the lounge, all of those things are necessary for travel. TSA pre-check. They try to do this whole clear thing with Delta. Like they're trying to get you, it's like some type of promotion, which I don't appreciate. Like while I'm going through like when I'm trying to get through the airport, I don't like being advertised to for clear. Can someone clear that up? Can someone tell them to stop doing that? They approach you in the airport. Hey, have you signed up for clear? You want to put your eyes, TSA pre-check, I thought was the thing. And now they're doing this thing where when you're TSA pre-check and clear in Delta, they prioritize the clear. They prioritize them. They take them before they take us. I don't like that. And someone needs to talk to Biden. Maybe I need to write a letter. Who do I talk to? But have someone for clear and have some for TSA pre-check. Let's not try to make this out to be like a competition. Okay, it's just security. We're going through security. We're all secure. Anyway, I was starting off on a good note talking about how how travel is really important to do right. Those lounges are important. The Delta Lounge in Chicago. Oh, that is the best. That's the best lounge. I've gone to the American Lounge in Chicago. That's like ghetto. And the lounge is supposed to be like, you go in, you get food, you sit down, you can even take a shower. I would never. They have fancy bathrooms, they got coffee. I just fill up on my coffee because I don't get coffee on the plane because I've heard they use the water from the plane. I just won't. So that was nice. That was lovely. You get comfortable, you sit, they offer you champagne, there's a bar. You can plug up your phone, you get free Wi-Fi. Good day. Oh, let me say hi to everyone. I haven't really looked over here. Oh, thank you, Mike Dick Dick 2. Thank you for saying my flowers look nice. Yes, I've got some fresh flowers because I was gone for a while. Some of my basil plant died. I mean, ooh, my basil plant looked like it suffered a very painful death over there in the corner. Um, oh, you did, Shawnee. You enjoyed your family thoroughly. Wonderful. Shawnee, where are you? I've never seen you on here. Tell me where you're at. Where you at? Um, when my friend comes on here, we're going to go over some hot topics to sort of promote what we do on the podcast. It's all, but he's not on the show. He's white. So, the podcast is Women of Color. He's my white friend who comes on here to promote that. It doesn't make any sense at all, but we love him. The who monetizes everything. Who are the going through the airport? Oh God, absolutely. It's ridiculous, Paul. Good day, Miss Trice Gordon. Where are you from? Where you at? Where you having your holiday? I have to say this. There was one post about the holiday that was like, this is what they did. This is how remember the tragedy and all. And I was like, all right, okay, all right. Enough. This has been a tough 3 or 4 years. We get it. The world is a mess. The world has lied to us about the history of Thanksgiving. But as I've gotten older, I've learned to appreciate the day for what it is. Family, eating, and connecting with people. And when I was in college, I used to call it Thanks-taking because they took it, the land, and all that lie about, the Columbus, he was given smallpox was what he was giving. But I don't focus on that. I focus on my family. I focus on my niece. Adorable. I took my nieces to the movie, took them to get cookies. I'm going to show some pictures there later when the man of the hour shows up. But that is what I focus on. And I try to remember that in every other way, history class should cover that. Okay. Oh, you love my glasses. Thank you so much for loving these glasses. These are really the only reading glasses that I have because, yes, I have really bad vision. The only ones that I have that you can actually still see my eyes, and it's not like a reflection one because I have another one somewhere. This one's not as cool. See this one. See, look at that. This wouldn't work out, right? Hey guys, how you doing? You'd be mad at me the whole time, but this one really worked out. Hello, Stace. So good to see you here and seeing that you're here with everyone today. Yes, it's good to see you here. It's good to see Mike. Um, Miss Trice Gordon, I'm an upcoming stand-up comedian. I learned from your set and performance. Well, thank you. I appreciate you for watching and learning, and good luck to you on being an upcoming stand up comedian. My advice to you is don't ever stop and don't let anyone get in your head and tell you how to do it. You create you create how you want to do your stand up. I do it the way I want to do it. You know that song, I did it my way. I met you at the Blue Whale. Oh, that is right. At the Blue Whale Festival that was in Tulsa, Oklahoma, where I feel like they should contribute some of that money back to the historical tragedy that happened in Tulsa. I feel like someone should get on that. Los Angeles, California. Oh, hey, what up? You must have had a nice, warm Thanksgiving, and this is your first time on my channel. Well, get ready because the man is here. Hello, Botswana, Timothy from Botswana. Whoa, whoa, welcome. What time is it there? So, yes. All right, here we go. Yes, we did take a picture together. Oh my gosh. I have to get you on my podcast. Friends like us. That is the reason I do this. If you didn't know, this is why I do it. Friends like us. Okay. Now, before we move on to bring on the man on the hour, I want to say a sad passing of someone that I loved. Irene Cara passed away, and I mean, I saw that today and I couldn't believe it. People used to say I look like her. I don't think I look like Irene Cara, but it was the saddest thing because I loved her in Fame. She was musically talented. She's also, I believe, the daughter of one of Cheech and Chong. I forget which one. And yeah, it's a sad passing. It's like I used to wash dishes and sing that song. Sometimes I wonder where I fit in. Do I belong? Do I begin? And I never knew the words, of course, but and when I wanna be with you. I'm saying I'm getting the words wrong. It's 22 hours there. It's 2200 hours. Oh, okay. Yes, thank you, Stace. Tell them it's a really fun, safe atmosphere until we bring on this man. But and then here we go. Monday. Hiya, Marina. I love comedy. It keeps me on track. It's funny. I believe laughter is a key to life. So I found you on YouTube and I love watching your videos. It brings me laughter and happiness. Oh, yes. Thank you, Monday. Monday morning. And now we're gonna bring on the man. Here we go. Hello,
Hello.
David.
And I'm down and feeling blue. I
I
close my eyes so I can be with you.
Oh,
Baby, be
baby, be
strong for
strong for
me.
me.
Baby,
Baby,
belong to
belong to
me.
me.
Help me through. Help me need
Need
you.
you.
That song is
Sometimes
awesome.
I
Where I've been,
wonder,
who I
where
am, do I
do I
fit in?
fit
I may not win, but I can't be
in
thrown
from
out
out
here
here
on
on
my
my
own.
own? I'm too high.
That
Ah,
song is so special and so amazing, and I absolutely love it. And I can't believe, and I found out again through that website we were talking about with Evelyn, Liza Outlives, and I called Scotty, and I'm like, "What's the story?" He goes, "I don't know yet. I just heard of what happened," and then I told him he should come on this show. We should have him on one time. And this guy, he knows everything right away. That's how I find out all my news. It's fascinating. But what a bummer. She was
mm,
really something. I'm with you. That movie Fame and her are unbelievable.
one of
And
the best scenes ever.
the
Memorable.
the well, all right. So you have her song, right? I mean, you got the song Fame, Remember My Name. She's amazing, right?
Yeah.
Then you have that Out Here on My Own, and I think she has another one in there. And then she, of course, has the legendary scene where she has to take off her top and is crying that every comic has ever imitated in life. So then you think, well, it's over for her in 1980, never to be seen again. And
Oh,
all of
I
a
was thinking of
sudden,
Ray Don Chong, sorry.
yes, you were. I was going to tell you that in a second. But then she comes out with Flashdance and has another song. And unfortunately, everybody thinks Jennifer Beals is her. And quite frankly, on CNN today, it says Irene Cara from Fame dies, and it has a picture of Jennifer Beals.
I would have
Not
had a
good for
picture of
the
Ray
black
Don
folk.
Chong. I would have done Ray Don Chong. They had Jennifer Beals. Oh, wow.
Well, I think what happened was it's a video from Flashdance, and maybe it's a coincidence that the thumbnail is Jennifer Beals. But I'm hoping, hi Mike, um, I'm hoping it's an honest mistake,
Yeah,
and
it had to be.
CNN didn't fuck up the two black people who people used to confuse together.
Yes. Why
But
did I
yeah,
get Ray
everybody
Don
thought that was
Chong?
Irene
That's so
Cara.
crazy.
Everybody thought that was Irene Cara in Flashdance. Why wouldn't you? You know, she sang the song. And meanwhile, they probably should have used her because it's not like Jennifer Beals was a great actress.
She became one,
She
though.
became one, yes, she did. But at that point, uh, SCTV used to make fun of her that she had a stunt double for her singing, she had a stunt double for her dancing, and then they made funny that she had a stunt double for her acting as well. Andrea Martin made fun. It was
That
really
is
great.
so funny because it was like
Yeah.
it did seem like everyone was filling in for everything but her face.
Exactly. So they just liked her look, but obviously, yeah, she couldn't dance and she couldn't sing. But somehow this movie became a smash because of Irene Cara and the song. The movie is god awful and unwatchable.
What,
And
Flashdance?
yeah,
I love Flashdance.
yes, but you couldn't tell somebody now to take a look at it and say, enjoy this movie. We liked it
I
in
did
the
like the
80s.
dancing scenes, though.
You did or did not?
I loved the dancing
Sure, the
scenes.
dancing scenes are
What I
okay, but still,
feel
I still
like.
doesn't. I still don't think it holds up for somebody else. Whereas I think you could tell somebody, I'd like you to watch The Breakfast Club. I'm talking about somebody younger, like an Evelyn
Yeah, no,
or
maybe
Dirty
not.
Dancing,
Yeah, they
and you
wouldn't
could
watch
say,
it.
"Oh, I like these movies." But with this one, I think they'd be like, "Dude, I don't know. You're very old, and this movie
Gossiping
stinks."
Heifers. Where you at, Gossiping Heifers? By the way, if at any point you want to join us, I'll send you the link. I
Hi,
love the
Stace.
Gossiping
Nice to see
Heifers.
you. So Stace moved, and her wife moved to New Mexico, apparently
What? When
from
did this
Colorado.
happen? Is this like some conversation you guys are doing without me?
No, I'm looking at it online.
Oh, where on here?
She says they moved to Santa Fe the past couple of
Shawnee,
weeks.
by the way, the fact that you knew Irene Cara, that is such a blessing. That is so cool.
Well, I hope everybody knows Irene Cara. I mean, I don't know what the age group is here, but mostly I assume it's people around our age. Everybody knows Irene Cara. I mean, that first Fame, that movie directed by this amazing director named Alan Parker, who made so many interesting films because his direction was so diverse. You know, like Martin Scorsese, you see a Martin Scorsese movie, you know it's Martin Scorsese, and the guy doesn't stray from the path. This guy, Alan Parker, he directed Fame. He directed the Jodie Foster Scott Baio uh, kids musical, Bugsy Malone. He directed Midnight Express.
Wait a minute. Hold. Who directed Bugsy Malone? I could kind of.
Alan
Midnight
Parker.
Express is
He
one of the
directed
best.
Midnight Express, Fame, The Commitments, and Angel Heart. I mean, that's just off the top of my head. This guy was very diverse and, you know, really cool, and just like kind of like a, you know, a director that just takes on a project, and he just is a competent director, and he wasn't really known very well, so he was able to do musicals, dramas, scary movies. You know, like
Midnight Express has one of the best. The soundtrack won an Oscar.
the soundtrack did.
Yeah, for Midnight Express, yeah. Am I thinking of the same movie? Yeah. The guy who had drugs in Turkey and he stayed in the Turkey jail.
Yeah, I don't remember the music though. I
It
didn't
sounds
realize.
kind of funny after Thanksgiving. He stayed in a
Yeah.
Turkey.
Yeah, he
He
had a
stayed
hard
in a
time in
turkey
Turkey. Yeah.
jail. Yeah, won an Oscar.
But that movie is sick,
I
and,
wish I wish
here's the
Eric was
guy.
on here.
So that's
Chase.
why, ironically, you watch Midnight Express, and then you find out this guy is directing Fame, this musical about the theater of the high school of the arts.
That's crazy.
And when you watch Fame, if you guys haven't seen it, you understand why. Thank God they got this guy to direct it, because this movie Fame has grit, right, Marina? It's
Yeah.
like, it's not your Pitch Perfect. This is like a story about
Inner city
inner
kids,
city kids
theater
trying to make it in
school,
theater, and it's
very
great. And
diverse,
yeah,
diversity
very
before they
diverse,
push for
gay,
diversity.
black,
Yeah.
Spanish. And it's also got this guy who we love from Saturday Night Fever, Barry Miller, who plays kind of the nerd in Saturday Night Fever. Hey, Father, can I talk to you for a minute?
That's
Father,
right.
can I talk to you? My girlfriend likes to taste the community wafers. And he plays the villain in Fame. So
That's
he's a
right.
really good actor who didn't get a lot of work, because I believe, coming in
He
full
was
circle, he
difficult.
told Martin Scorsese to go fuck himself, and he was never heard from again.
Really?
He did a few Law and Orders, but that's about it. Yeah, Barry
He was
Miller.
a very good actor.
I found this out because his wife used to be a casting director at ABC when we were back in the day, when we were auditioning for a lot of stuff.
Did you have a good holiday?
Not really.
Now, I just want to address the fact that Evelyn is not here. I said it in the chat. She's still with her family. Oh, hey, Heck Tech, what up? Boogie Down Bronx. I remember.
No, I don't understand. Why wouldn't she know she's not going to be here? Why are we just finding out an hour in advance?
Well, it's okay.
And if she is with her family, and being her age, like, if there was streaming when I went home from my parents at Thanksgiving, I would have loved to have said, well, I do this show at 3:00 on Saturdays. It's kind of important that I do it. So as long as we have Wi-Fi, you know what I mean? Kind of odd to still. So what if she's with her family?
She probably forgot. It's okay. Do I spoil? Is that what you're saying? You saying I'm spoiling her?
No, if she forgot, that's even worse.
No, I mean, I think it just happens that it's all good. It's all
Okay.
good. Did she send you the reviews?
Yeah.
Yeah. I had her send them to you so you could do a little yelling if you wanted to.
To her?
Did you?
No, I just said okay, because I can't stand when. I mean, I just don't like the last minute shit. If we knew in advance, like, oh, I won't be able to be here next Saturday, I'm going to my parents. I don't understand what the last minute thing was.
Well, it does have, it is the
Unprofessional.
holidays. It's one of those things where I don't like talking about her. She's not here, but it's one of those things where
I like
it
when she
is the
comes back the next week and said, I heard you were talking shit about me. I do enjoy that.
Yeah, this is true, Stace. Stace put it well. We know Evelyn puts family on par with her career in comedy. Legitimate choice, my friend.
Stop it, Stace.
Yeah, and so I can't, listen, she's not getting
No,
paid for
you can
this.
put your family first, but tell us in advance you're not going to be here. Not me, but Marina so far. I'm saying that's her boss. So why wouldn't you? That's all.
I am not her boss. She does not get paid to do this. It's free. So, you kind of have to just go with it. Like, if I paid her for this, I would say then, yeah, it's unprofessional, but she's not getting paid. And we are kind of laid back the way we do this every Saturday.
Just, there's no way she didn't know she was going home over the last week when she was here. So that's why it doesn't make any sense.
Miss Trice Gordon gets it. She
Thank
agrees
you.
with you. Well, that's because this is your first time here. He will upset you at some point.
At some point, but right now she's on my side. I appreciate
She is.
that. Why don't we sing Out Here on Our Own again? Is that the one I'm? I think I play that on the piano. Yeah, I have the sheet music. I'm looking at it.
I was like, what are you looking at?
I was looking at the sheet music. I'm sure that's the one I play. It's not I Sing the Body Electric or.
You know what's playing on the Turner Classic Movie Channel right now?
What?
Very controversial. Huckleberry Finn.
Oh, from the 30s?
Yeah.
Ooh.
And I hear that he goes, yeah.
Mm.
I was in the bathroom. I said, what the hell? was like,
You know,
he's like, how much is that? I was like, hey,
well, how do you feel about that, Marina? I mean, all
I'm
right, all
embarrassed
right,
to say this. I'm embarrassed to say I loved Huckleberry Finn as a kid. I
yeah,
loved it. And I didn't understand that. Like I grew up I feel like I have to say this. I grew up in a time where the stuff you got in school, you kind of just went with it. You didn't really
sure.
debate it or argue with it. And no one told me, and maybe I should have known instinctually, but maybe also because I grew up in a white neighborhood that had its effect of me not really challenging it. But I loved the story of friendship. I really did. As a kid, I loved that story, and so I performed it as a prose piece, and I was Huckleberry.
Wow.
So imagine that, and I did that monologue where I was like, "And I gotta decide betwixt two things," and I said the N word, and I said, "My old friend, my my old friend, nigga Jim." And I know these teachers must have been having a heart attack every single time. I didn't think, not once did I think, how strange was it for a little black girl to be playing Huckleberry.
Oh,
But
that's
I
funny.
won awards for it.
And you can't even say Injun Joe anymore. I mean, it's everything is bad. But let me ask you a question, though. Serious question. Uh, can Now, I don't think people should not read it because it's kind of important because we know that that's kind of the way it was. So what are you going to do, right? But can we call it a classic anymore? Maybe,
Maybe not,
maybe it's
and
not a
maybe it shouldn't
classic.
be a required reading
It
in the
definitely shouldn't be
classroom.
required reading anymore.
Um,
But what do you do if
I mean,
all
we're
that
fighting
was
against, like, actual history being taught. That's the part right there. Is like don't want people to actually know about things like Tulsa, Oklahoma.
right?
She's on here, my friend who was in Tulsa doing the show with me. Like, we don't have like actual history being taught. So like Huckleberry Finn is I mean, I don't know. It is interesting that as a child was not bothered by the story so much of slavery. I was more into I pulled out as a kid the friendship, and that's it. And I don't know
I never
what
thought there
that
was real.
means.
I mean, I was with you in the sense of I'm like, this is just a story about friendship. I didn't think that was
I
actually the
didn't,
way.
and it's embarrassing to say that, but I did not.
How would we know? I mean, you lived in Chicago. I lived in the out of New York City. I mean,
Oh,
why?
look at this. Richard Tucci says, I think it's funny because the uncomfortable nature of the story is what Mark Twain intended, was to make white people feel uncomfortable
Wow,
with
that's
racism.
amazing.
Oh, I
I
didn't
didn't
know
know
that.
that. Yeah, I didn't know that either. That's
Yeah, and
fascinating.
here I was, and this was high school. I wasn't that
Oh, it was
young.
high school? I just
Yeah.
assumed it was
I'm trying to
elementary
make it
school.
younger so that it sounds better, but I was actually in high school up there going, and I got to decide betwixt two things. My old friend Jim, and I said I'm gonna go to whole hog.
Uh, you know, when I saw the movie Tom Sawyer in 1973 with Johnny Whitaker and Jodie Foster, I don't think there was one black person in it.
When you saw
I
Jodie
know it's
Foster,
just Tom Sawyer, not Huckleberry Finn, but Tom Sawyer, the musical in 1973 with Johnny Whitaker and Jodie Foster. I saw it at
oh,
Radio
okay,
City Music Hall.
oh
I mean, I know
wow,
it's not Huckleberry Finn, but Huckleberry Finn's in it. I
yes.
don't think there was one black person in the entire movie.
So they really cancel Huckleberry, huh?
I guess so.
So Heck Tech says I wasn't bothered by the Dukes of Hazard either growing up because, like you, I didn't know what the flag they. Yeah, I
Yeah,
had
me too.
yeah some things you just didn't know.
I wanted
Were-
that car badly.
Yeah, I did too. I watched it all over the Dukes of Hazards. I had no idea what
I
that
didn't
flag
realize
meant.
that
I
either.
didn't either. I just didn't. It's crazy when you look back at how uninformed you were
What, as
because
a
of
kid? Well, I mean, what are you gonna do? I mean, everybody's
well, because the
uninformed.
schools should have, done their job.
Done their
And I
job as well. I mean,
obviously
no,
I
but
did.
I think being a teacher, probably didn't even know. Nobody was informed. It wasn't like the schools. I mean, is it their fault? I don't know. I mean, if you think about it again, when we went to school, the America was just becoming like 200 years old. That's like really young. we're getting it together now.
Yeah.
It's gonna take time. Very young country. I don't know. It's like, that's why we're always thinking in Europe and England, they're so uh, far above us. They're so much smarter because they really get into their history, from the
Oh,
1200s.
they know about our history and their history.
Right. So we'll get it together eventually, but right now we're still a fucking mess.
I mean,
So think about it. Again, when I was born, Lincoln was president just only 100 years ago. There are people in our lives that are 100 now. I mean, it wasn't that long ago. It's weird when you think
well,
about it like that.
Shawnee says Huck Finn will always be a classic. I'm a black girl too. And Mariana and I love that. Was that Marina? And I love that story too. But then I grew up in a white
Well,
neighborhood
that's the
too.
question, I guess. Yeah, if you grow up in a white neighborhood, that's
I
the
know
thing.
this to my parents. My parents really didn't, kind of
But
drill
but but,
in.
but you can't blame your parents. Nobody knew that story was the way we look at it now. Who knows why? I mean, I guess we should have known, but
Mm,
people just weren't reading into that kind of stuff back then.
I'll tell you, my dad didn't like that word when I said it in the backseat of his car.
Well, but think about this, Marina. If Martin Luther King came in the 60s and you were reading this in the 70s, I mean, it took a long time for his message to get around.
Yeah.
I mean, it you can't blame anybody for Huckleberry Finn. It's just
It's
taking
embarrassing though, because I still have the monologue. I still have it like pressed and sealed somewhere where I decided I'm gonna go the whole hog.
Hey, wait, it says Sean, that girl just said she knew Irene Cara.
Yes, she knew. She in New York City, yeah.
Oh, how cool.
Yes. I find that very cool.
That's really
Hello,
cool. I didn't
DJ
know
Eric
that.
Prince. We were just talking about you because we were bringing up the Midnight Express, the soundtrack, and I said that song won an Oscar.
I don't know it.
I think it's called Chase.
Hmm. I don't
Um,
remember that winning an Oscar because I don't remember any of the music from it. It was so disturbing. I don't
oh,
remember
I
any of
remember
the
that
music.
music. The music is that soundtrack is one of my favorites. They use it a
Really?
lot, like in house music, yeah, because it's a
They
classic.
do?
Yeah, it's a classic.
Can't picture it.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. So
I can't think of it.
check out Clint Smith's piece in the
Stay says
Atlantic
it
about
won
Germany's.
best score.
Yeah. Oh, wait. Dealing with the past is always complex, but ignoring or covering up doesn't help either. That's right. What did you say, DJ? What did he say?
Me or him? DJ Eric
DJ
Prince.
Eric. He said it had the best score.
Stace said it won the
Oh,
best
best
score.
score. Yeah.
DJ Eric
Mhm.
Prince was just saying Midnight Express the movie, I guess, an explanation point. Or Midnight Express the concert show. No, wait. I thought
What?
Midnight Express was no, DJ, wasn't that called Midnight Special?
No, we're talking about the Midnight Express, the movie
He
and the
knows. I think he's
score.
just I'm sorry, do you remember that there was that show that used to be called the Midnight Special? It wasn't a
Oh, is he
Wolfman
being
Jack the host or
funny?
something or
Is Wolfman Jack still alive?
no, I'm pretty sure he's dead.
Wow, people just be passing away.
Yeah.
Chicago really did have the best radio
Yeah,
DJs.
Midnight Special. Yeah.
Yes, yeah. So
Oh, he was a Chicago DJ? Wolfman Jack?
yeah, outside of the suburbs somewhere, I forget where it was, but
Oh, I didn't
yeah.
know. Yeah, that's
Yes.
what been talking about, DJ Eric Prince.
Irene Cara, yes, that's very tragic. We don't yet know how she passed. It's
Yeah,
interesting. I have
and the
stopped
worst part
asking.
is she's only 5 years older than me.
Yeah, she was
You
very
see
young.
somebody in the movies, you're like, "Oh, she must be, like, in her 80s by now," I mean, it's really messed up.
The way our mind works when people pass, it's insane. Like a lot of times we'll go, well, where were they? Well, what did they do? It's just life. You pass, things happen. I
Not a lot
stopped
of you don't
asking
see a lot of
people.
girls pass at that, the guys, I've totally after, like, 55 after 50, really, for guys, total crapshoot. You can't be surprised. But the women, it's odd for a woman to die young like that. That's what I've
Yes.
noticed.
It is. And we just saw, like, I think it was trending during the holidays. They showed a image of Sinbad, who's recovering from a very intense stroke.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Ooh.
He had a stroke in this year. It's a tough time. I mean, I don't know if it's, I always wonder if it's COVID related, or if it's just like we're all getting older and people are having strokes.
Well, again, for a man, especially, maybe this is racist, but black men seem over 50 who aren't in great health, like a Sinbad, who's a big guy, very big guy. They seem to have a lot of problems. Like, for example, the guy, our friend Steve, who died at the Comedy Cellar. We talked about this last week.
He
You
didn't
just
have a
don't.
stroke.
No, I know, but you just don't see a lot of guys that size, no matter what you are, live over 60.
Yeah. Now, Sinbad, he's saying stroke was 2 years ago, but then in the post it says he had one in April. So I don't know. I don't
I
know
guess
what.
a
Maybe he
Wolfman
had
Jack.
another one.
Wolfman Jack died in 95. Stace says
95. Oh wow.
it's a long time ago.
Anyway, yeah, it's you got to watch your health. This is the
Yeah, but I don't know
holidays.
whether the health has anything to do with it. Sometimes, I mean, of course it does. Sometimes,
No,
but I
so,
feel
well,
like,
with
I mean,
black
we know.
men, it's not that black men die more of. It's not that black men are
No, not
stroke
die, but they
stroke.
seem to do have heart
They
attacks and strokes
A
a
lot of
little
it
bit.
has to do with diet, where you grew
Sure.
up, genetics, and food deserts. All of that contributes to the
Yes.
statistics being the way they are. So, like, a lot of times, like, I've learned also from my uncle, you have to be very careful in the way you say things. Like, black men have high blood pressure. I was telling someone, you can't say that. What it is why do they have high blood pressure? Where is you know, sometimes it's about like diet accessibility to healthier foods.
Excellent point. DJ Eric Prince just wrote Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is kind of big. Yes, it is keeping healthy and drinking a lot of water.
Well, that's
And
because he has
he has
access and
access
money.
to money and dietary stuff. I've talked about this all the time. The reason I eat the way I do sometimes is because eating healthy is very expensive. Going
Very.
to a Whole Foods or something like that is a lot more expensive than going to a regular supermarket or and McDonald's has deals and things like that. And that's where that's the problem too. Also, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is very thin. I was talking about like bigger guys, like the security guard that we just lost at the cellar.
Yeah, and
He was a very big guy, and it wasn't fat, right, Marina? He was a big
he was a
guy.
big guy, but it's also like,
He was bulky.
it just it speaks to, like, at a certain age you do really have to be careful with your diet. But here's the thing, like you just said, Juskow, some neighborhoods, we're dealing with inflation. Some people in the it's we have had a guest on who talked about this. Well, in the meantime, what are you supposed to do? You got to eat, you got to feed your family. So
Right.
you're not going to go to McDonald's and get that, you're not, you could go to the Dollar Tree and get like healthier fruit and produce, but sometimes it's just not available. So I
Right.
try not to judge, but I do know that
I've had that problem
if
forever. People are always, you got to eat healthier, but it really does cost
it's
a lot of
hard.
money to eat healthier. These salad places in New York, do you know how expensive they are? The ones before COVID that you would go for lunchtime when you were working in an office. Like, I used to call the La Puentel Cantine. What is that place? How do you pronounce it? That French
Uh,
place. It was all over the place. Now they're closed.
oh,
And
that's
we
right.
used to call it the healthy place
I
because
love that place.
the place was great, but it was expensive to get a Cobb salad. Was $18 to $20. Uh,
They're
it's
all closed.
they seem that way. Me and Natterman were talking
I
about
have
it
not
yesterday
seen them.
because he was talking about one up by him, and then there was one in between us, and there was one by me, and they're all closed right on First Avenue. At least I haven't seen one in a long time. Do you know
Oh,
how it was
yes.
pronounced? La Can
I know, I
Petit.
used to take my little young boyfriend there. He didn't understand it. I was like, "This is how you can eat?"
But
The
we
first
called it
time
the
I
healthy place.
So what did you do on Thanksgiving?
Oh, I went to my sister's. She was really mean to me, but my brother-in-law is an extremely good cook, so it's always worth going. And so it was. And I saw the sequel to Enchanted, Disenchanted.
Oh, you did.
Yes, it wasn't as good as Enchanted, but it still has some value. They finally let Adina Menzel sing. I mean, it's weird when you're watching Enchanted and she doesn't sing a song. I mean, she's right there. And so they gave her a big number, which actually was the highlight of the entire movie.
Oh,
McDreamy
nice.
looks pretty good, but James Marsden looks exactly the same. That guy did not age whatsoever. He's fantastic.
You know what I saw? I took my nieces to go see Spirited.
Oh, how was that?
My niece at the end did this big dance number in the theater. I was so
Wow.
happy. I wanted to tape her, but she was just like
The
doing
one
her
that
little thing.
thinks their birthdays every day?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's
And
not a
she
good
just
sign that she just can get up in the middle of the movie theater and,
no, it
dance
was at
if
the
she
end.
doesn't.
It
Okay.
was at
Like
the end.
during the
Everyone
credits?
during the credits, everyone
Okay.
had cleared out,
You wanna
and
make
she
sure
put
she's
on
not
this big dance No, I think she wants to. I think she's going to be an entertainer because she
clearly.
really does
And
love
she's gonna
dancing.
kill it because she thinks the world revolves around her, and that's the way you get big.
Oh, she is hilarious. But
Yeah.
like
So how was the movie? How was the movie?
the movie's actually, it got
Really
trashed,
excited. Oh, it
but
did?
I really
Oh,
liked it.
sounds
I
like fun to
enjoyed
me.
it. I thought it
Who
was
doesn't
really
want
fun.
Will Ferrell to have a good Christmas
Will
movie, you
Ferrell,
know?
Ryan Reynolds, why not? And and
Yeah.
it's just like the whole idea of Ebenezer Scrooge and like you take someone through the thing and they are like, "Wait a minute. Is this the Scrooge thing?" Is like he's Ryan Reynolds kind of already in on it. It doesn't exactly work for him. So it's funny. And it's with Will Ferrell and
Yeah.
it's I forget Octavia Spencer is also in it and the
I like
singing is
any
nice.
incarnation of A Christmas Carol. I actually read the book, which I enjoyed very much. I like all of them, especially, of course, the Mr. Magoo one, which I need to see every year.
I
That is
did
a
not
sad one.
realize.
A hand for each hand was made for the world. Why don't my fingers reach?
My dad used to call this kid, I don't know if he's on here, Brandon, my sister's brother, used to call him Mr. Magoo. Mr. Magoo coming over. I was like, "Dad, that's not don't call that kid Mr.
Jingle,
Magoo."
jingle, coins that go jingle, make such a lovely sound.
Well, I thought I would share some pictures from, my
Great.
holiday. Some uh-oh.
Do you have a lot of people over? I mean, did you
I
go?
just know.
You
I just went
Wait, where are
to
you? How did you get back so quick?
remember
Yeah,
first
yeah.
class.
Oh, but you stayed. What would you travel back Friday?
I travel on Friday,
Oh, okay, gotcha.
which is, by the way, the best way to do that on Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
Go the
right.
day
Makes a
after
lot of sense.
Thanksgiving. Do
Smart.
not hang out. Now, it is a smellier flight because everyone's been, But I will say this: it was like I was talking. The travel was first class ticket. I got the Delta Lounge in Chicago, which was like, oh my god, amazing. So
So let's see these
this
pictures.
is
Oh,
this is my niece. She wanted to go to this cookie crumble place
oh yeah,
that
what's
is
she holding?
trending on um it's
These guys.
trending on TikTok. Look at her face
She's
there.
so pretty.
She got her way. She was like, I wanted we there was a little bit of trouble because she wanted her friends to come. And I was like, I don't know them and I don't do other kids. Okay.
Is that photoshopped? I mean, it
No.
just. Where is she holding it? Where's her arm?
She's holding it. She's on by the way, only 12 cookies in there.
What? That's where I'm getting confused. That's the largest package I've ever seen, but I don't see her hand around it.
Her hand is underneath it.
Wow. That's a
She's
huge box.
she's holding it underneath.
I can't tell.
And
Her
it's
hand.
like 12 cookies in there. And it cost about $50,000. I
Okay,
swear to
that
God.
makes sense. That's what I needed to hear because that
But
box is so huge.
it's trending on TikTok, this cookie crumble place. So all these kids want to go. So she was like, "Please take me to the cookie place. Take my friends." I said, "I'll take you and my niece to it, but I'm not taking all these people now. Come on.
Come on now.
Now what um oh sorry. I uh-oh. I'm not as good with you as as you are. See, this is us in the cookie place.
Still wearing that mask, huh?
I try to get it on my niece, but it's difficult because my niece is influenced by her sister who doesn't wear one, so she doesn't wear
Well,
one.
and it's no fun for photos. I got to tell you that.
Nothing I could do. Well, this was just a fast photo, but the thing is, I didn't realize the team at the cookie place also wanted to get in on the photo.
Yeah, that's why it would be nice if you took your mask off for just the photo at least, so we
I
can see
take
what
it
you
off
look like.
sometimes.
Eh,
But I wasn't ready. I really wasn't ready. And I
mask
also
is smart.
like my eyes. I think I have really pretty eyes.
Yeah, you'd think that, but that photo doesn't really show them off because you
Yeah.
do, but not there.
So, yeah. So that's basically that
That's
was
it. Oh,
No, I have some other pictures. I just want to get them up. Hold on.
oh.
I'm so bad at sharing. You're better at it than I am.
We'll have the brightest Christmas, a very Merry Christmas.
This is the Women's Fund,
Oh, in Milwaukee?
Milwaukee. Yeah, before I
There you look
went
perfect. Look at you.
to
Are
Chicago.
you the thinnest girl there? Good for you.
It looks like the way I'm doing. Shut up. No, and I am not. I was a big girl on this trip. Let me tell you some of the pictures I cannot show you
Everybody looks at every white person looks exactly the same.
because I have been tearing up some food apparently.
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean every white girl looks the same?
I don't know. They all look alike. We'll just have that look like we
It's a
don't mind dressing as
they're
a mother.
feminists. They're all feminists.
You can still look like a pretty girl if you're a feminist.
Hey, you watch your mouth.
Sorry.
Watch it.
I like that photo though. You look great.
Well, they had a professional photographer take pictures, and the one, you see the young sister that's next to me.
Yeah, it's only one.
She did a poetry. She did poem. The mayor of Milwaukee was at this event. It was 200 people. I didn't get those pictures. I mean, she took some pictures, but I'm not going to show them because I look kind of huge. But I got a standing ovation. Juskow,
Yes,
standing
I heard you several times say it, and last week as well. I wasn't sure how to respond. I'm sorry.
You know how hard it was to
There's
do?
there's no proof of it, so that's why I tend to think that's not really what happened.
No,
I'm
listen.
sure they enjoyed your performance.
Listen, I have never done a speaking event. I wasn't
Mhm.
just doing stand up. I was also speaking on feminism. So
Mhm.
you get quiet again. Listen, look at you. Look, you got some people. Timothy is laughing at you. Why is everyone still asking where Evelyn is not here today? When she's not here, she's not here. Thank you. I
It's
do
better
have
without her.
wonderful eyes. Oh, Teal is an amazing movie. It looks like it's so sad.
I don't know what that
Medgar
is.
Evers, Emmett Till, the story of Emmett Till.
Oh,
Medgar Evers will become a heroic leader in the civil. I'm gonna have to watch Till. I'm gonna watch it. I just get so sad with that
Till.
story.
We'll continue in a moment.
Thank you. Yes, that's right. Just gotta be showing that hate.
Which hate? For the
You
standing
hate you
ovation?
hating on the women's. Yeah, you hating on the standing ovation.
Oh, no, I didn't know how to answer. I'm like, was I supposed to be shocked again? You've told me multiple times. I didn't know how to handle it
So
this
I
time.
got like a standing ovation.
What? Really? Is that better? I'm sorry. I didn't mean to be rude.
200, 300 people. Look, I added 300. I made 300. Listen, I'm going to do this. I'm going to quit comedy, just do speaking events.
I told you this is a good plan for you. I said that after you've been talking about this. This is exactly the route to go. You can make a fortune at this, a fortune, a real honest to goodness actual fortune. I'm not just using that word lightly. Those speaking gigs pay a lot of money. I've been with Jeff where he did something at the Waldorf Astoria for 20 minutes, and I think he got paid. I don't know. We had a nice meal, but he got paid in the tens of thousands of dollars for 20 minutes.
It's a really sweet, sweet gig. I
All
am
these
not gonna
corporations
lie.
have a lot of money, and sometimes not only do they just want you to, talk or whatever you're doing, sometimes they just want to entertain. They just want entertainment. I mean, again, before COVID, this was normal.
Yeah, and I could run for office. Look at
That's a
that.
great picture.
Isn't that a great picture? Now, so the women, the two women on my right, on my left, your
The
right,
one
facing
on the
us.
green is Judy Gold, and the one on the left
But
is
both women were on the podcast Friends Like Us recently. You can check that out. The women, feminism, the greater Milwaukee. Why do they call it the greater Milwaukee area?
I guess because it's like New York, where there might be people from Connecticut and New Jersey, and you'd call it the greater New York area. So you have people from Wisconsin, maybe you have people from Chicago, or I don't know how close they are together, but maybe Detroit. Aren't they all? I've never been anywhere near there. I've never been to the Northwest or whatever you call it, the
Would you be
Midwest.
afraid to go there?
No, I would really be interested in going to Chicago. I have never been, and
That's
that's not
crazy
cool.
that you've never been to
Never been to
Chicago.
Chicago ever.
You kept asking why was the hotel was just facing in that direction.
I wanted to see more. I wanted to see more of downtown. I was hoping you were downtown Chicago. I've never seen it except in movies, and just never been ever. Been at the airport once on a layover, and that's about it where it ends.
Hyde
Midway.
Park is very wealthy. Very
That's where
University
you
of
grew up, isn't
Chicago
it?
is there. No, I grew up in Highland Park.
Oh,
That's
sorry.
that's the north
What the weird
suburbs.
part is, I was born in Highland Park, but New Jersey.
You were born in Highland Park, Illinois?
No, New Jersey. There's a Highland Park, New Jersey,
Oh,
where
there
we
is.
first lived when I was born. Like I was born in New Brunswick, and then we moved to Highland Park, and then Edison. Me and Jim Norton lived on the same block when we were kids.
Oh, wow.
Is that funny?
There's a lot of good comedians from New Jersey. I wonder if it's because New Jersey is so fucked up.
No, I think it's because it's very close to New York, so it's very easy to become a comic. And so I'd like to
No,
become a
there's a
comic. And it's
serious element of New Jersey personality that lends itself to the comic disposition,
I
I would
guess, but
say.
again, there's a lot of people from New Jersey because it's so close to New York. You're like you're willing to try it because everybody can try it once because there was a lot of access to doing comedy in New York City. There's a lot of comics from Long Island too.
Yeah, but the ones from Jersey, look, I know you're saying ouch, Marina, heck tech, but listen, I dated some New Jersey folks. Some of the things they say I've never heard anywhere else on the I've been a lot of places. And Jersey folks is a breed in itself. They come
Yeah.
up with things that I never heard of, like just word combinations and yeah, is a personality that's definitely good for comedy and good for story writing. My
Well,
ex was from Jersey.
Jersey's a very strange place in the sense for one reason is that half of the state is based around New York City and the other half is based around Philadelphia. So it doesn't really have its own identity. So
That's
that
good point.
exhibit A, and then there's just
Yes.
the fact that it just sucks. like,
And it's so funny
it's a
that
very
most people
strange
don't
place.
think of Jersey as a state. Like a lot of people come here internationally, they're like, "Oh, I'm gonna just go take a cab or Uber to Jersey," and I go, "Wait,
Yeah, they don't know.
which part of
They don't know
Jersey?"
how much money that's going to cost. Number
Yeah,
one. Oh my God.
but Chicago, Hyde Park, when you the area that I was in, some of the most beautiful homes, like Muhammad Ali's home is there. Oh, his old home, and it's like it's massive. You can still see it. You could walk by it and see it. It's mansions, like just on like these blocks, these really beautiful in the city, nice blocks. That's something you don't see in New York. You don't see like city streets that are clean with big
That's right.
houses.
That's right. What Stace is saying, it's true. My mother lives closer to where New Jersey got its name. There's a lot of farms down where my mom moved, which is right
Olive
in the middle.
Gardens there.
I mean, where I'm from, Central Jersey, and that's a very strange place. We lived right near Staten Island. So that tells you
Right.
something too. What a mess. And then again, I've told you before, that girl I asked to marry me a couple of years ago at this time, and she died, lived all the way out in Western Jersey. And we used to hang out with her. Man, that's like living in Oklahoma. The people, the way they, don't care for black people there, or anybody, that's all Trump people. It's like, wait, I'm just a half hour away from New York City. This is insane. So New Jersey is just so messed up in everything. Then
Yeah.
there's also, Eddie Murphy. Eddie Murphy lives there, and Bubble Hill, I think, is in Jersey. So there's lots of mansions up in that north area, up closer to New York State. It's like really ritzy, and then it gets poorer and poorer the further down you go.
Oh, Heck Tech was like, then you were just at home, yo.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh,
Meanwhile, if you get
Heck
down
Tech
the shore,
coming for
where
you.
then there's the places like where Springsteen and Bon Jovi live, which they made nicer by the
I
shore.
had a
It never
conversation
used
with
to be
my
like that.
cousin this Thanksgiving. He was like, "Why is Springsteen a star?" I mean, that voice bothers me.
Oh, believe me, I'm with you 100%. I don't understand
You
for the
you know,
life of me. And if
he's
you
like, "I
ever tell
never
people
understood his
that you don't
career."
care for him, oh my God, do they get pissed off?
They get
I don't
pissed. I
I don't
liked
get it.
I liked Springsteen in high school.
I never liked him. I mean, listen, if he was here right now, would I enjoy hanging out with him? Absolutely. He's a Jersey guy. He's fun. He's an interesting guy, but his music, not for me. I don't get it. I don't get the people that worship him. I just will never understand. I don't get it. Everything is so, like, the guy
I
has
wouldn't
never put out
worship
something
him.
that's fun ever. It's
He's
sometimes you
got that voice.
sometimes it's okay to put out a song that makes no sense. Well, I guess he put out Dancing in the Dark, and that's about it. But that's still a sad song somehow. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, once in a blue moon, you write 40 albums in your lifetime. You can't put out one, just a fun one. I mean, Jesus Christ, the guy's still pulling out heartbreak songs. He's like a bazillionaire. Like, what are you still so upset about? The guy's never had a real job in his life. He's always been a musician. He hasn't had to have a real job, and he's speaking for the people. Is he? I mean, at this point,
Well,
the good thing about Sting, or somebody like, he was making all these songs when he's a kid, and then he grew into this adult music, which made sense.
I
Uh,
love Sting.
right, me too. But I'm saying Bruce is like never grown up, nor does he have to. It doesn't matter. But it's just like, I don't know. At some point, it's like, I'm just gonna make an album with fun because I'm rich and I'm still good looking, or whatever I am. I'm thin.
He
I should
does
just.
look good.
He does look great, and he should just make an album of. I'm gonna make a fun album. I just want to. I mean, one fun album, would that really kill you?
Well, isn't it his whole thing that he's like part of the union, blue
How
collar?
can he be part of the union of blue collar? He just never had a job in his life, besides maybe when he was 15. Maybe. I mean, if anybody should sing sad songs, or the songs he sings, should be me.
It would be interesting to see his
all the
life
all the
story.
illegal places I had to work just to make a dollar, the illegal bookmaking, illegal bootlegging, anything with the word B in it that was illegal, I used to
You know
do.
who passed that we didn't really talk about? The guy who smashed melons.
Gallagher, I did an
Gallagher
entire
didn't get
podcast
like
on
a.
him last week.
Oh, you did.
Yes, only because he was kind of a prick. And so get this story. You guys will love this story if you haven't heard my podcast this week. Wait, I just want to see. Okay, yeah, exactly. See, Stace, you're already angry at me for doing. See, this, you're not allowed to say it. You're not allowed to say I don't care for Bruce Springsteen's music. You're not. People just get on your shit about it. I'm sorry. What do you want me to do? Anyway, listen to this story. This is unbelievable, right? So it's me and the Roastmaster General, Jeff Ross, in L.A. This is just before COVID, at the Comedy Store. And you'll hang out at the Comedy Store, like on the street on Sunset Boulevard, because it's nice weather all the time, and they have like a bar outside. It's not like the Comedy Store where you're just hanging out in that horrible street with rats and stuff like this. It's nice. We're hanging out there, and Gallagher comes by. I didn't even recognize him. Gallagher comes by. This is like 2 years ago with his son. Okay, now Marina, you'll get this. A lot of you, I'll explain it in a second. And Jeff goes, "Oh, who is this? Gallagher 3?" See, Now, Gallagher sold his act to his brother and called it Gallagher 2 about 20 years ago. So for Jeff
Yeah.
to say that his son was Gallagher 3 was hilarious. I couldn't stop laughing. Gallagher didn't find it funny.
He didn't?
No,
Well, how old was Gallagher 3?
15.
So what did he do? Like, did he just go give a look and walk away?
Like, didn't get the joke.
Ah, he didn't
Meanwhile,
want
Gallagher, I mean,
but I mean, anything if Jeff Ross does a joke like that, you gotta understand that's part of what he does too, like
it's like the 15-year-old got it. He's like, I just got zinged by my dad got zinged by the roastmaster general. What an honor. But Gallagher didn't get it. And Gallagher, sucked. Now, what he did was brilliant. Nobody can take
I
that
mean, he
away.
smashed a lot of
I
stuff.
mean, you have to understand, this guy was so huge in the 80s with his stupid smashing watermelons. It's immortalized on the Facts of Life. I remember they were going to see a Gallagher show. Mrs. Garrett's like, why are you bringing raincoats? And they're like, well, we might be in the splash zone. I mean, this guy put it together, and you have to hand it to him. Anybody that can do that. But his material was, you had to sit through the material until he smashed that goddamn watermelon. And it was always,
Corey
But
says that's why he's so sad because he was not nice.
yeah, he wasn't that nice, and he was probably just angry that he kind of got treated like that. But what are you gonna get? One of us has to be that guy. One of us has to be the Carrot Top. Or one of us has to just, oh, sorry, you made so much money with your hacky act. Why are you upset? You just live it and be like, yeah, I did this. I made some money, and now I can write that novel.
It is
I was very
interesting that
angry.
the people who do the most entertaining of people, like the things we enjoy the most, like game show hosts, Carrot Top, Smashing Melons, those people do tend to be over time like very depressed.
Yeah, because they don't have respect, and I get that. I get
Is it
that.
because they don't have respect, or is it
Of
because
course,
like
that's what it is. They
making
don't.
people that happy?
They never take that into consideration. It's respect from their fellow comics. Carrot Top is a
That
very
can't be
sweet
the
guy. You've
only
met him
thing.
before. Scott Thompson, you've met him before. Very nice
I've
guy.
never met Carrot Top.
Oh, you haven't? I met him at Zoe's house once, whose dad just died, Bud Friedman, the
Oh
owner of the Improv.
no. Oh, that's right.
And he was nothing but delightful. And I don't know what his deal is, but but he obviously gets no respect. So the question is, do you say I get no respect from fellow comics and then show them your bank book, and that's how you deal with it, or you just live that way? You want to be a prop comic? I don't know what you're thinking is going to happen to you in your life. Like I, I don't. I just watched Gallagher's first appearance on the Tonight Show where he smashed the watermelon for the first time, and again he comes out on roller skates. I don't know what he's expecting is going to happen to his career.
So he doesn't just smash them; he makes a show out of
He
smashing
makes
them.
a show out of it, and it was fantastic. But if the reason you're angry is because you're not getting the respect, I don't, what do you want to do? I mean, this is what you've chosen. This is how you made your living, and you can't take that away from anybody. And they say in the
And your
Godfather,
guy,
it doesn't matter what it doesn't matter. That's for a living. As long as your business
by the
doesn't
way,
conflict with my business.
I hope I'm not ruining the White Lotus. I've been watching the White Lotus despite my own problems with the
He is very
show.
nice, Mike.
But in the White Lotus, they actually give homage to the Godfather in a scene. They're
Well,
in
you have to.
Italy and they have a scene, the mafia area where they show where the car was blown up.
Yes,
It's
DJ Eric
such a
Prince,
great scene.
Sledge-O-Matic. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. Oh, they have the scene where they go to the place where the car where Apollonia blew up.
Yes. And
When she
that's
goes,
in White Lotus.
Monday, Thursday, Friday,
Monday, Thursday.
Monday,
She got a
Tuesday.
little cocky. Remember that?
Yeah.
That's how I
Monday,
see it.
Thursday, Friday. I know
She got a little cocky with the English. So yeah, but it's weird. Like I didn't know you could go see those. Is that real in Italy?
I didn't know that either, but now I want to go. I don't
I
know
have
whether it was actually in where are they from? Corleone, right? Or I think that's that they named the town. They named him after the town because they read his badge wrong at Ellis Island, which is another great scene that you don't even think about, that they got everybody's names mixed up in Ellis Island. That's why there's so much nonsense back in the day. That's why I don't know how we became Juskow, but I'm sure it was something else before that.
Yeah.
Yushkovitz. Juskow looks good. Just put that down.
Oh, just so anyone cared, Elon Musk is for DeSantis. Just if
Well,
anyone
didn't we
cared.
assume that was going to be the case? If he
Well, I
reinstated
think
Donald Trump on
I thought
Twitter, didn't
he would go back his boy Trump. I thought that was going to be his guy.
I don't think anybody's backing Trump anymore. You'd have to. I mean, I'll back DeSantis before I back Trump.
I will never back DeSantis.
I would back him if it was the lesser of two evils.
He is worse to me in all forms because he is cover up guy. He'll do
Yes,
anything to win, but
just
he's a
correct.
monster just the same. He's the one who took all those who wanted to fire teachers, make it difficult for them to educate students about actual history in America. That's DeSantis. That's who he is.
I know, but
He wanted to like
still,
prosecute people for
you
trying
have
to
to
be
pick your
healthy
battles as
in
they come.
Florida.
And we
People who are trying to like live in Florida and be
look. There's
healthy with
nothing we can
COVID.
do because the Democrats don't have any candidates, and this is the problem. And this is what I said 4 years ago. Where everybody's angry at Trump, they're angry at Trump. I said, "Well, do the right thing and
Oh,
just find
Stacey wants
somebody to
you to
beat
get
him."
to it. Look at Stace being like, get to it. She
I
knows
was
like our
I was
time
actually
stamp.
thinking the same thing I was going to mention. Okay, let me get to the reviews today.
Did she give you some good reviews?
Well, she doesn't really do a good job, like she
Did you
doesn't.
find some that are better?
I looked for some more. Where do you find these anyway? Anyway,
Usually
here,
it's on Twitter, which is, might
there was
be
one on Instagram called "He Was Funny." He said, "Love this podcast and this crew." And then she gave me a quote from a passage from the article that you were interviewed in Milwaukee when you were doing your show.
Oh,
And
nice.
so it goes, the passage she gave me is her career, which spans 2 decades and features accomplishments such as The Late Show with Stephen Colbert, writing and working closely with Amy Schumer on projects such as the movie Trainwreck and Schumer's comedy specials, appearing in a multitude of film, TV, radio, and comedy content. Perhaps her most impressive work, however, is her 12-year running podcast, Friends Like Us, which hosts women of color speaking on hot topics. It's probably the thing I'm most proud of because it reaches more people in a more helpful way, and it deals with the current political climate that we're in, says Franklin.
Oh, wow. That is outstanding. Evelyn, great job. DJ says
What?
you're auditioning for Evelyn's spot.
I am always, because I put more oomph into it. If Evelyn did it, it would be like this. It says that she does a lot of work with Friends Like Us and women of color topics. So good for
Oh
you.
my God.
Let's move on to the next one. And she just doesn't put any oomph into it. I'm not exactly sure why she wants to be a stand-up comic. I feel like in Arthur when he goes to that butler, have you always wanted to be a nightclub comic? And the guy's like, yes. Like, I don't know, that's Evelyn. It's not like she exudes comedy when we're talking to her on the podcast, but
Well,
that doesn't mean anything.
she's growing.
I've known
She's
a
growing
lot of
into
guys.
it.
Yeah, she's growing. I've known a lot of guys like Mike Royce is a great example. Who I said we all made fun of him in college that he was going to do it. Now he is a showrunner for multiple shows, but he was good at stand-up comedy and his writing. He wasn't a delivery guy. My friend Alon is probably the same way. He's not he's not hammering like, oh, that guy's fucking hilarious. It's more in the materials. And there's people like
some
you
people,
and me who
we have
are
we're our
funny,
personality. We
our
can't help it.
personalities, right?
Yeah, we're all the time. But
So
here's the thing. I'm you know what I will say, Juskow, that was a long time away from New York.
you were like gone for 2 weeks, right?
It felt like it, but it wasn't. It was a week.
Oh, just a week. Oh,
It felt like a long. Remember, I said, how am I going to do this?
I know. I was worried about you,
I
but I wasn't
got,
that worried because I knew you were very content in your hotel. I mean, I know you wanted to
ooh,
go out and stuff, but you said it was cold outside. So what's better than being in a nice plush hotel? Especially where
Stace.
you came from last week when you were sitting by your bed. It just looks so nice and cozy.
It was. Oh, look, Stace wants to defend Evelyn. She does exude smart and sarcasm, and some of us love her delivery.
She
Well,
absolutely does that. You are absolutely right, Stacey. She definitely does that, and she's really pretty. That's all.
But back to me and the hotel. Yeah, you know what? Both the Milwaukee one.
Well, didn't you get screwed while you were there? Like something went wrong, and that's what happened. Somebody didn't come through, and where you were either supposed to stay or something like that. That
No,
made
it
the week
was
worse, right?
no, it was fine. It was I had made a choice to stay in a hotel
Oh, I thought
this
you
week.
had plans and somebody let you down, and I don't remember the exact story, and that's
No,
why.
no, I was just I had made plans to stay in a hotel for myself, really.
Well, let
And
me ask
also
you a question though.
my sister had come to New
Oh,
York.
that's what it right. Your sister came to New York, so you were vice
So,
versa. But don't you have other friends from growing up there that you could see, especially that time of the year?
no,
Nobody
no one
anymore.
that I can think of.
See, when I go to Jersey to visit my mom every Thursday, I go visit friends sometimes that still live around there, and I've only been doing it
I
lately.
mean, I did hang out with my friend Smitty. Remember
Yes, you mentioned because we all have a
Smitty?
friend named Smitty who likes to drink.
And I was trying to get the video, but this video's not coming up. But Smitty, yeah, Smitty likes to drink. But Smitty and I went out. We
Smitty
went
likes to drink
Saturday. We
too.
went dancing. We went, and
Yeah,
Smitty
how'd
was
that go? I
hilarious.
talked to you before you left. How did the dancing
Well,
go?
because Smitty kept going because it was 18 degrees in Chicago. It was one of those nights where, and he kept saying the whole time, don't nobody go outside. This is the first cold day most Chicago people stay in. Ain't nobody gonna be outside. Then we get to the place packed. I was like, Smitty, you want to say it one more time? How nobody comes out? He goes, damn, I didn't know this was going. We're real
Um,
country in Chicago.
that's what it
He's like,
was. It
I didn't
was,
know this was gonna happen.
I think there
You
was a now I remember there was a problem with your friend. You were supposed to stay with her, I think, and if something happened.
no, no. So I will say this. I wanted to mention this. Country. Chicago folks are so country. I stood in line. I was about to stand in line to get my cannabis. And it was a long ass line because Chicago is still new to the cannabis. So for some reason, they haven't figured out their dispensary. And it was a long line.
Yeah.
And I was like, I got very New York. And I was like, it's just, come on. What is this? It's not worth it. I'm going, I'm leaving. And this brother goes, yeah, but lie. He goes, the line is moving fast though.
I mean, wherever you were, is everybody from Huckleberry Finn
No,
in that
it's just
town?
some people are so country
Yeah,
and
I'm telling you, they ain't coming out
not
today, sir.
everybody, but Chicago has a very southern element to it. But when he
I
said that,
guess.
he goes, the line is moving fast though. And it just made me laugh. I came back hours
Oh, I
later.
couldn't believe
This
it.
girl was in front of me, and I said, I came back because this guy said, the line is moving fast though. So, what are you doing?
Clocking out of work.
Oh my God, you're so ridiculous. Oh my God, is it 4 o'clock? Oh my God, I feel like we've been on here forever. Hey guys, it has been so much fun. And I mean this. If you didn't know, we do this every Saturday. We may take off like one Saturday, but Juskow and I, for the most part, we're here for you we have no kids, we have no love life. We have nothing. But we have you friends, not like us, but we have you friends. You're not like us, but we're here for you every Saturday, every even during the holidays. We'll be here. Now, Evelyn, she's young, she's vibrant, she's smart, she's got a life, she's got a family, she's got a girlfriend. She
What?
may not be here
She's
every
gay?
Saturday. So, but we're here for
Well,
you.
I'm definitely here. I have nothing going on, so I'm always gonna be here. Jesus Christ. It's so bad for me.
And
DJ Eric
oh,
Chris, but Marina was in Mayberry. Gosh, I can't believe this line ain't moving a little bit
the
quicker.
line is moving fast, though. When he said that, it just made me laugh.
And what did Smith? Nobody's coming out tonight. It's too cold.
Yeah, somebody kept saying it. I said, how many times did we get there and it's packed in there? People are having a great time. And he's like, damn, I would have just been sitting on the couch. I said, yeah, because in your mind, ain't nobody to come out on a Saturday. I was like, shut up, Smitty. But we had so much fun. We went dancing. I got my house fixing, got my VIP treatment. They put me on the list. Thank you, DJ Alan King, as well as with DJ Eric Prince. If you get a chance, check out DJ Alan King. He has a live stream on Twitch as well. And we have a,
We
speaking
prefer
of
DJ Eric Prince here.
Jesse Saunders, speaking of, who is one of the first man of house music, just had a stroke as well.
Oh, Jesus.
Wishing you
How old was he?
wellness. I don't know how old Jesse Saunders
It
is.
seems like everybody's having him just like around that 60 area, you know?
And start eating healthy, Juskow.
It's not going to make a difference.
I'll tell you what, I had too much sugar this week. Like
Oh,
I worked out in the
you can't,
hotel
you
like
do
every
not
day.
get upset about whatever you had during Thanksgiving week.
No,
You
it was
gotta
the
relax
whole
your
week.
mind.
The whole week, it was
That's
too
okay.
much.
Just start, listen, this time of the year, don't drive yourself crazy.
You're great, Corey. You're great.
You are great, Corey.
Thank you. And we'll be back. Hey, Timothy, Corey, you both are new. The weather, how is the weather in New York? It's actually nice. It's like
It is. I
55.
haven't been out.
In Chicago, it got better, but it was freezing. And I am not in Mayberry.
Are you sure?
I'm in New York.
Did you go to the fair today? The thing?
Farmers market, you
Yeah.
mean? Oh yeah, I woke up nice and early and went
What
to the
time do you
farmers
usually
market.
go there? I need to go with you again.
I try to get there
Maybe.
early because once
What's early? What time are we talking about?
early is like 8:39, 9.
Yeah, okay.
9 a.m.
I
Because
really
what
want to go. I
happens
just
is
got to change my hours.
once the people start
need to be
coming,
there.
that's when I get into all my fights. So
Oh, I know.
I got to get there real early so I don't get into any fights. And I did this with the flower guys today. I go, I see you. Because they were having a good time. And I go, what are you doing over there? Having a good time, huh? You're not supposed to be having a good time. And they were laughing until I started to really talk to them. Then they were like, oh no, we don't want to have a conversation. But they're the ones I get the flowers from.
Yeah, that's what I noticed in the back. I like that.
Yeah, these flowers right here, I forget the names of them.
That's some orange sunshine.
But they last very long, so that's why
that's
I get
good.
them. They don't. It's not.
I was telling my neighbors last week they were bringing some flowers, and I said, my dream it's from this James Bond movie called License to Kill, where I have enough money where I can just go to the guy in the hotel and be like, give him money and just go fresh flowers every day. That's my dream.
Oh, before we go, I do have a Karen story for you. I was in the airport on my way to Chicago. Oh no, on my way to Milwaukee actually. And I was talking about this how in Delta, because Delta is partnered with Clear and the TSA PreCheck. Now, I don't know if you all do this, but you should get TSA PreCheck Global because you get global entry. That means you don't have to take shoes off.
Oh, that's great.
You don't have to. You get pushed through the line much faster. You just take your jacket off, but that's about it. And you don't have to take things out of your bag. TSA PreCheck. Now they're doing this Clear thing. And Delta is trying to make you get Clear because I don't know, they're partnering with them. I don't know what the whole thing is about. And it also is a fee. It's money. So now when you go to Delta, the Clear line is moving faster than the TSA PreCheck line, which should not be.
So now you're saying there's a TSA PreCheck and another like now they're going to have rivaling security. That's horrible.
That's exactly what's going on. And so now when you go through TSA PreCheck, which everyone does and everyone knows about, the people at Clear approach you at the airport and go, hey, want to sign up for Clear? Like tons of people approach you. And then when you stand in the line, they take the Clear person before they take the TSA PreCheck person. They have one person looking at your license for Clear and TS, and they take the Clear person and they have the person escort them.
So it's just through Delta.
I've only seen this with Delta.
So I wonder if all airlines are going to have their own separate, I always fly United only because my friend works there. So I wonder if they're going to have a separate thing, called US Air or something. I wonder if they're all going to just.
It's all bullshit.
Yeah, it's all bullshit.
And I got really upset.
Yearly charge or something like that.
So I said to the guy, I said, listen, what is this? What is this whole thing? They just have one person for TSA and Clear, and you take the Clear people first. What's that about? He goes, oh, we just don't have a lot of people working here. I've been in the airport in this area 4 times, and it's the same situation. So you ain't telling me nothing. I know what's going on. So then I
Mhm.
get past him and I put my suitcase on the belt, the conveyor, whatever that belt is thing. You know, the one where you have to push your stuff forward, you put
Yeah.
it in the bin and you push it forward, and then it goes to the final belt to go through the security, the thing that screens your bags. This guy says to me, ma'am, you're good. Like he wants me to keep it moving and go through the security thing because my bags are because my bags hadn't gone through yet. So I watched my bags, and this is for everyone who's on here still. Do not let them bully you into moving before your bags go through that security thing because people steal, people rob, and they
Mhm.
have found cases of employees at TSA stealing out of your bags. We know a friend who's had that happen to them.
Really?
Yeah, it's a whole. I mean, they found a lot of the people at LaGuardia who were doing this, but
Oh, so like
you
already?
have to make sure you got expensive stuff in there like laptops, iPhones. I'm not just walking through the screener before I see my bags go through. So this guy kept saying, "You're good, ma'am." I said, "I'm not good until my bag goes through. When my bag goes through, then I'm good." He goes, "You're holding up the line, ma'am."
Mm.
So
Look what Stace Williams said.
okay, wait, hold on. Let me just finish this thought.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you
Yeah, I'm not done. So I get through, right? I get through and I'm like, I'm gonna get that motherfucker because he told me really loudly to go through when I knew he was wrong. So yes, I went to the security manager. Yeah. I found myself I was pointing like this. Like that's him. And I could actually see in my mind how ridiculous I looked because the guy was like, point him out to me. And I go, he's right there. And I look like such a tattletale.
You
But the
look like
guy,
Henry Hill in Goodfellas. Like, and is he in this courtroom? Yeah, he's right there.
yeah, yeah, that was me. That was me. And he goes, ma'am, you were right. He was wrong. He should know that no one should be going through the security before their bag goes through the thing because you do have
We're
to
going to
watch your
make sure
bag.
he's fired by Christmas. I hope you're
He
happy
goes,
with
I
yourself.
will have a talk with him, which made me feel very good and validated. And he said, what's your name? I said, Marina Franklin. He goes, my name's Jamal. And then I felt good. And I walked away and I saw Jamal like not talk to the guy.
Of course, he's not going to talk to the guy. It was like he should have been grateful you just breezed right through.
I
He's
think
like, I just had a
Jamal,
wackadoodle get mad at you for sending her right through.
I feel like there's something that Jamal does where Jamal is like, just let them feel like that they've been heard.
Yeah, it was really smart. Jamal is a genius.
I watched
He knows how
Jamal
to
for a
handle a
while though.
Karen.
I looked at Jamal and I said, when you going over there?
No, you didn't. You did. If you went back, that would have been amazing.
All right, Stace. I used to travel 40 to 50 times a week a year and had clear when it was new.
That's every
United
day, every
recommends
week.
TSA Pre and Amex paid for it. Damn it. And yeah, they got my data. Yeah, no, they someone needs to write Biden about this bullshit they doing. And I think it's going to be me because there needs to not be a competition
Right.
for
Don't worry.
security.
Ron DeSantis will fix it all. You'll see.
No,
Hello?
I will make sure that he is not DeSantis. The ugh. What did Trump say about him? He called him just something. Much love to all of you. Oh, thank you, Hector. Much love to our Stace Williams, she, her,
Thanks,
DJ
Hector.
Eric Trentz, Mike Dick 2, Dave Juskow, the new friends that joined in, and special thanks and hug to Miss Franklin. Hectech
And
is like saying
internet hug.
goodbye for us. Hectech is like, beat it. All right. We love you all. We wish you all to have a continued happy holiday or relatively happy. No pressure. Juskow, tell them where they can listen to you this week.
Well, I am on the Comedy Cellar Nightly Show on Tuesday at 6 p.m. on YouTube, and otherwise just Juskow in the City, the podcast that everyone loves, all about goings on in New York City. It's very exciting.
Yes, it is. Oh, sorry, I didn't leave that on
I'm here every
long enough.
Saturday.
Yes, and Evelyn will be here next Saturday.
I can't come because it's Hanukkah.
So, oh yeah, when does that start?
Later, it's like around Christmas this year. Nobody cares.
We care.
You care when it doesn't interact with Christmas, but when it comes around Christmas time, nobody cares. And so they shouldn't.
Well, I just want to say, have a very merry holiday. Celebrate.
Merry New Year.
Merry New Year,
No, in this country,
everybody.
it's Happy New Year.
Marina Franklin here. Just go to my website, marinayfranklin.com. If you want to get a hoodie like this, they're still available. And also, most important is to listen to the podcast, Friends Like Us. This week coming up, we have a guest. She is she talks about bears. How to be safe around black and
You
brown
mean like
bears.
big gay hairy men?
No.
Oh, because I would listen. I would definitely listen to that.
How to be safe around big hairy men? No. Marina, I do want a Tesla for my birthday. Absolutely. The car, not the man. Anyway, stay safe. Wash your hands. Wear a mask still if you want to. Make sure you get boosted and vaccinated because there is stuff going on out there that's really tough. So, and Black Lives Matter, everybody. Bye.
Good night, everybody.